the Aspiring CMO. Today I'm joined with Anna, who's got an amazing podcast. So I want to jump straight in. Why did you call it the Aspiring CMO?
The Aspiring CMO is a journey. It tells a story from someone who is eager to learn in a creative field and still want to monetize it. So it comes from a place of, I want to make money, but I want to make money in a fun way. And at the time when I created the Aspiring CMO, I didn't think about entrepreneurship, although I was very impressed by entrepreneurs. But there was a different skill set that I was also very inspired by, which is creative directorness or creativity in general. So when I merged these two things in my head, entrepreneurship skills and creativity skills, I was like, oh, I think that's a chief marketing officer, someone who herds the crowd, someone who recruits the right people doing the right thing, and someone who deals with creative projects. Who else is there? And then you could argue it's a creative director. I think it's now maturing. It sounds like that. But at the time I was more into, I guess, chief marketing officership. So
why not the aspiring entrepreneur as opposed to the aspiring CMO?
Entrepreneurship, I think, is a little bit oversold. Anyone can be an entrepreneur. I can start selling plants and call myself an entrepreneur. But when it comes to, but in my head, I guess, but correct me if I'm wrong, but a chief marketing officer understand corporates, so understand a bigger picture from day one, or like from that job
But
title,
you see, what's interesting about that is, I don't think you go and sell plants, it makes you an entrepreneur. I think what starts to happen is if you set up a plant company and you were successful, and then you went and set up another business and that was successful, and you set up another business and that at that point makes you an entrepreneur. You're taking lots of risk. Just going doing a drop shipping e-commerce, no, you're running a business. You're not an entrepreneur. You're a business owner. I think until you start taking the risk element and lots of risk element, does it then go down the branch of an entrepreneur? But everyone's got different kind of terms for what's what. With regards to a CMO, I feel it's more of a job role. So yes, you are creative, but you are an employee within a business. So you've got the entrepreneur, the business owner, the founder, that then creates like a CFO, a CMO, a CTO, a COO, and it's just one of the middle management roles. So when it was like aspiring to be a middle manager, which is kind of the way I would do it, well, the way I would think of it, it was why not aspiring to entrepreneurship. However, you answered it in a way I never thought about it, because it seems to be that you love the creativity side. And at that point, you could be an entrepreneur that hires lots of CMOs and still be an entrepreneur, but it seems to be your creative part of the brain is what makes you tick and what is fun for you. Is that correct?
I think so, yeah. And I also love how you explained entrepreneurship as a risk, like a constant risk taker. Because honestly, I thought like anyone could be an entrepreneur. Like any street seller on the street, like if you just open a stall, like you are selling something and you are an entrepreneur. I think also that's also a risk, but I never thought of it this way. So
well, to be honest, this is just my own way of like, I wouldn't personally call someone an entrepreneur if they just set up a business. I'd only call them really an entrepreneur if they take lots of risk and they're setting up multiple businesses. Now, my terminology of it is very different to the way you go and search it on Wikipedia. They could say, you could basically turn around and go in, I'm a managing director, but actually you might just be, there's only you working inside of a business that you set up a little business and now you're the managing director of that business. Yes, technically you are, but you're not really a managing director. You're just an employee within your own business that's trying to make ends meet. So it's what people kind of look to do. Why, on the Aspiring CMO, you've got the podcast. What's the end goal with it? Why did you create the podcast?
The podcast at the time I created was for me to learn from people I admire or I think I can learn from. And the fastest way, and to this day I stand by this, the fastest way to get someone to talk to you on a professional level without any attachment is a podcast. I'm just going to be like, hey, James, I have a podcast. You're really cool. Want to talk to me for 40 minutes? And you'll be like, yeah. But if I just come to you while you're having coffee, like, hey, you want to talk to me for 40 minutes? You'd be like, piss off. I have so much things to do. Like,
that's so true. To be honest with you, that's so true. And not only that is that if someone reaches out to me, I don't want people to reach out to me. I'm busy, like, but if someone does reach out to me and says, "Do you want to jump on my podcast?" and I've got a 30-minute podcast, a lot of time I used to say, I rarely now, but I used to say yeah. Where if someone basically came to me and says, "Can I do a consult call?" and my hourly rate within like ODYS is like $2,000 for 30 minutes,
Oh my God.
and I was declining at the $2,000 for 30 minutes. Yeah, I'd jump on a podcast for someone for free. And they was asking me the questions that sometimes was the questions that was being asked in an ODYS mentorship call. And I was declining it for $2,000 for the 30 minutes. So it was like, you're right. Sometimes you can get yourself in a position with people that might not have the time to speak to you, apart from the minute you mention podcast and it's going to get syndicated out and you can deliver your message. You can ask the person the questions that you wanted to ask and get that time. So that's a great part. I've never really thought of it that way.
It was really great for me to get hold of a lot of people who otherwise would be living in a different country, different time zone, etc. And at the time, I didn't have a career running for myself. I wanted to start something. And I think the podcasting helped me to learn the in and outs of content creation, how to get a footage, how to edit a footage, how to, all the things we just talked about in different episodes. You should check out in the link below. And it also showed me that I can do it, but it also showed the future employers, fans that I can do it. So this skill set also helped me to get very good job opportunities in the future. It helped me to build a reputation of like, yeah, Annie does this in her free time. How cool is that?
Yeah. So it's building up your own personal brand as well. And something else that I absolutely love.
But discipline too. And it's just personal brand, sure. It's just, it's the flashy stuff. But for a personal growth perspective, I could do this alone. And later on, I could hire people and intern people and mentor people to do the same. From this Aspiring CMO project alone in the past 2-3 years, I was giving opportunities to people I never thought that would change their lives.
Yeah.
And it sounds cliche, but like one of our interns in the ACMO project, she got herself such a good salary, and now she is no longer, making a very bare minimum wage in a restaurant. She can now enjoy her hobbies, walk her dog, and just like live a comfortable young adult life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And just because I've set up this system of like, and he goes on an interview, and he edits a video, and he does a description, la 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 la.
Yeah, I love the idea off air when we was talking on the way in about the community that you're creating and the amount of people that are maybe in-house employees that feel they're stuck, and you're there presenting what can be and what you can be doing, and this is what you can aspire to. I love that element. I love the element of there's people in third world countries that might be watching that could be like, whoa, wait on a minute, I can dream bigger. Because the amount of people that kind of seem to be hold themselves back into being, I'm in a role and that's it, I want that security, where you're kind of going, no, you can take yourself to this next level, and you're creating this community and buzz around it. I thought that was heartwarming, if I'm being honest with you. I thought that was a great part to it. I've actually said to you, again off air, that it was like, I believe you should be trying to get existing successful CMOs on and explaining what their pain points was initially to starting, what they wish they would have done sooner, or what they wished would have happened faster, because that might help aspiring people who want to be a CMO, but then also getting some in-house, let's say SEOs or meta ads people, PPC people that might aspire to be a CMO, getting them on and asking them why haven't they taken the leap? Because I think understanding that and letting others listen to that will help so many people, because some people might resonate going, I'm an in-house SEO and I feel exactly the same way as you. And sometimes your answers could be, sometimes it is better to take the leap or do it part-time, do it over weekend. Like the amount of times I say, some people go, oh yeah, I work 9 till 5. Yeah, well, what do you do from 5 till 9?
Mm-hmm.
Like you've got 5 till 9 every single night that you could be doing more at learning Claude Code. Like Mads talks a lot about Claude Code being a really important skill. Why are you not learning that for an hour every single day? I own 17 different companies and I spend 90 minutes every single day on learning AI. And so if someone says, I ain't got time to do it, you have got time to do it. I've got 3 kids under 5 and I've got 17 companies and I'm taking 90 minutes of my day to learn AI. So anyone who's watching this that says, I've not got time, that's the default setting of you're a lazy fucker, right? In my opinion. And this is where I say you're not a tree, you can move, and therefore you can aspire to be a CMO. For me, I prefer the entrepreneurship route. It's not built for everyone. There's a lot of risk, there's a lot of stress, but some people kind of thrive and they get the fuel from the hard times. And that's kind of what entrepreneurship is, where sometimes the creativity part, I just outsource that because I'm like, it's it's left side and right side of the brain. And I'm not good on the creativity side.
I disagree on that one. I disagree on that. I think you're really creative. Yeah. Ever since I've known you, I think
I don't know. I couldn't do so a lot of stuff, let's say, anime does with regards to the viral videos and what you're doing. It doesn't make me tick. I'm about numbers, like art, visuals and stuff like that. It just doesn't, I try to, and I love it. And I think it's very important, but I'm more of a numbers, business, sales, profit, that kind of role. Than the creativity side just helps me build that part up. I think it's very, very important to do it, but it's inspiring what you're doing. I think I need you to carry it on because I think you're going to elevate so many people within your community. Anyone that's not heard it or listened to it, how can people kind of subscribe?
Thank you so much. Thank you guys. You can find me on YouTube. You can find me on Apple Podcasts.
What's the handle on YouTube?
It's anyone marketing, but you guys can find me the Aspiring CMO. It's on
the Aspiring CMO. Make sure you subscribe and thank you very much.
Thank you, James, for having me.